So we are going to witness an ad which is considered to be the wokest ad of 2024. It comes up with the Super Bowl. Allegedly, it's supposed to be catering to Christians, and yet Christians are upset. Imagine the failure of the marketing team. Imagine how bad the marketing team needs to feel knowing that the people they're trying to target it, instead of wanting to purchase the product, they're upset. So let's see if we can figure out why Christians are upset. I'm an atheist myself. I don't believe in Jesus. But let me see if I can figure out, with the little knowledge that I have, what is upsetting Christians in this, right? So we have like what allegedly seems to be Christian symbolism of people washing the feet of other individuals. We're going to be talking about this in a little bit. And at the end, you get to see some dangerous and harmful misinformation. It's like Jesus didn't teach hate, right? This is absolutely false. If you read the Bible, you're going to see that Jesus did teach us to hate the sin. It's in the Bible. It's like Jesus hates the sin, right? He did teach us to hate. No, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's false. But basically the reason that Christians are upset about this can be summarized by this meme. Like if you're a socialist and you don't understand why Christians are upset about this, imagine if Christians were to actually say that Karl Marx justified colonialism. I mean, think about it, right? The people that traveled to the New World, many of them were refugees. They weren't landowners. The bourgeois were the American Indians, like they owned the land. And it was right for the colonials to fight against their oppressors. I mean, Karl Marx says so, right? It's kind of saying something like that. It sounds really stupid, doesn't it? It sounds like they're trying to subvert communism in order to push Christians' teachings and colonialism. So basically, this meme says that Jesus was a black communist immigrant. Was Jesus black, though? Like, how did they even come to this conclusion? I love the facial expression as well. Like, Jesus was black. It's like, because he comes from the Middle East. Isn't Benjamin Netanyahu also Jewish, and he comes from the Middle East? He doesn't look black to me. I mean, you know, he may have been. He may have been, but it's interesting. Like, how do you know? Bashar al-Assad, like he's from the Middle East, and huh? Just saying, but they say it with such certainty, as if they were there, as if they know Jesus themselves. This is why the arrogance is what upsets Christians, basically, right? Like when you're so sure, like I am educated, I know better, you know. I mean, he may have been black, he may have been brown, may have been Asian, I don't know, but it's because I wasn't there. But like you say it with such certainty. He was definitely not a communist, though. I did read the Bible, right? At no point did Jesus say, we need to give the Roman Empire all of our money so that the Roman Empire can create a bureaucracy, and then they take your money and give it to that bureaucracy, and we have like some trickle-down welfare system, and what's left after the Roman Empire feeds their bureaucracy goes to the poor. Right? Jesus didn't say that in the Bible, by the way. It's all about like, yeah, you need to give, but it needs to be voluntary. So absolutely not. Jesus was not a communist. He was a monarch. His father is the king, right? He's king of kings. He's the emperor of mankind, if you will. He is the supreme being in the universe. There is no equality. There is no voting. Like, you don't get to vote on what is it. It isn't a sin. There's no commune. No, it's Jesus. He is the light. Now, you have two choices. You can either love him and you go to the light in heaven, or you can hate him and you go to hell. You can complain about it, of course, but this is the system if you're a Christian. There's no communism. It's pure monarchy. Like you're never going to be on the same level as God, right? It's all about hierarchy. How can you read the Bible and think it's like, yeah, Jesus was a communist? No. Yeah. He was an immigrant. That's true. But to be fair, immigrants back then didn't have access to welfare. So missing context. Right? Jesus didn't get any wealth. I mean, maybe he did from the Magi, right? Like they appear in the Bible, but they're never getting brought up again. The wise men, like they brought gifts. Maybe that is the welfare. But anyway, right, let's go back to the feet washing. What is the symbolism of feet washing in the Bible? Does anyone know? You think the communists know? I mean, they know the genetic makeup of Jesus, but do they know why Jesus washed feet? Why don't we wash feet today, though? Huh? Like, is there any place where you can go to get your feet washed? And the answer is no, right? Like, we don't wash feet because we have the Adidas, we have the Snickers, we have the shower. People wash their own feet at home. However, when the Bible took place, right, when the history in the Bible took place, they didn't have the Snickers, they didn't have the Adidas. They had the sandal and the desert. A very stinky combination, if you think about it, right? Like walking around in the scorching heat with sandals, in the desert with sand. The feet probably looked horrible, right? They were stinky, they were smelly. And the washing of the feet takes place before the Last Supper. Can you imagine sitting at a table with over 10 other people? Imagine the smell. Not to mention, it probably doesn't make you very hungry when you see the feet of other people, right? So you have to wash them before sitting down. It's kind of like washing your hands. Back then, they had to wash their feet as well. So the question is, like, who washes the feet? The servants. There's a hierarchy, right? Like, even in the Bible, where everyone is eating. No, there's a hierarchy. And you had the apostles arguing with each other who gets to wash the feet, right? Because it's like, who is on top of the hierarchy, who is below. And in order to fix that, Jesus says, I will wash them, right? And this is bewildering because, like, he is the God, right? Like, he is the supreme being of the universe, and he is going to perform this gesture of washing the feet. It's kind of like, imagine, if you will, Nancy Pelosi washing the feet of the January 6th prisoners, right? It's kind of like Nancy Pelosi from her tower, from her high place, right? Like, she's descending down and is offering forgiveness. Like, that is the symbolism. Like you're already more powerful, and it's so evident that you are, and you are doing something which is bewildering people. It's kind of like when you have the King of the UK driving around the bus with the common people, right? It's a gesture of, like, you know that you are superior, but you are behaving like everyone else. It's kind of like PR stuff, right? But it's deeper than that. There is a connection between Jesus and the disciples. The disciples already got salvation because they know Jesus and they love Jesus, right? So they wouldn't sit like this, basically. They wouldn't stay like this. It's like, come on, do your job. You know, like, they wouldn't do this. Because the implication there is one of bewilderment. Like, they're, wow, you know, like, the king is doing this to me. Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden is washing my feet, right? Like, it's like that. Here, you have, like, this, where, like, she's just getting off the bus and this lady is washing her feet. Why, though? Like, she doesn't know who this person is. There is no connection. There is no, you know, like she is not the emperor. She is not, like, if this was Nancy Pelosi, it would have made sense. But again, right? That's not what we're talking about. So their interpretation is one of humiliation. And I can definitely prove to you that it's humiliation. They're aware that it's humiliating, and I will tell you why. You see, when I was a little child and when I got born, I was enjoying movies without knowing the importance of diversity. It was through the Democrats and their allies in the academia and America's millions of dollars that have been poured into educating me to understand that diversity matters. It's very important. The most important thing, you cannot watch entertainment without diversity. Disney, hallowed be their name, is making sure that a lot of effort and energy is placed into diversity. Right? So diversity matters. And now I notice it. I've been educated by America. Diversity is important. And what I notice is a huge lack of diversity for the feet washers. Like, I couldn't find a woman washing the feet of a man. I couldn't find a black person washing the feet of a white guy. They're very careful with the symbolism. There are some exceptions, of course. Like, here you have a police officer washing the feet of a African-American citizen. But, like, if you know leftist orthodoxy, they believe that every police officer, regardless of race, the moment they put the badge on, they become an element of white supremacy. So the person who made this is aware that the feet washer is not in the Christian sense, like he's not, the God of the universe and is just washing the feet. No, no, no. They are aware that this is a humiliating position, right? So basically what they are saying is that right-wingers, or at least what they perceive as to be like right-wing Christians, you have to wash the feet of Democrat ideology. Like you gotta obey, you gotta submit. If you're a real Christian, listen to Nancy Pelosi. This is what the message is, and this is why Christians are offended, because they understand the message. They understand the symbolism, right? This is not like them saying, oh, if you're a Christian, you need to be more careful to your fellow man. No. The lack of diversity of the feet washer shows that this was made to insult, mock, and ridicule. This is for other leftists to feel smug, basically. It is what it is. It's to feel smart, right? It's like, oh, we as the left, we get to feel smug and smart. Again, I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist. And I can understand why other Christians dislike this. And I can also notice that they don't make these types of commercials about Islam. They don't make these types of commercials about Jewish religion, right? Judaism. No, it's only about Christianity. It's interesting. But let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.